can take notes, find ways to trick it off in your own way, or you can actually just take my stuff, and then I promise you, you should not get nothing lower than an advance, okay? Because you know what? Who's the smartest guy in the world? Mr. Fleet. Who's the smartest kids in the world? You. All right, so let's move forward. This week, today, we're talking about unit rates. I don't know if you guys remember, but we're going to touch bases back on unit rates, all right? Our question here reads, Gloria drove 250 miles in 5 hours. What is her average rate of speed? All right? Then it also says, using that rate, how far would she travel in 4.25 hours? All right? So, the first thing we want to do, we want to recognize our questions, right? Our first question is, what is the average rate of speed, right? Remember, when we were talking about unit rates, we used to discuss, we only looking for that one. Remember, that 1 hour, that 1 time, that 1 play, that 1 second, that 1 minute, that 1, like just one. We just want to know that one, okay? That's what they mean by average rate of speed, okay? The average rate. The second question, it says, how far would she travel in 4.25 hours? So we want to know, after getting that rate, that average rate of speed, we want to use it to find out how far she will travel in 4.25 hours, okay? So, what's the first thing that this question tells us, all right? It tells us that Gloria drove 250 miles, right, in 5 hours. So, with that information, when it comes to unit rate, you want to make a chart. I find the chart is very easy to use. Sometimes some of you won't even need to use a chart, but it's so easy, okay? With this chart, you want to recognize what 2 things are you comparing. We're comparing miles to hours, all right? We want to know how many miles did she travel in 1 hour, okay? So we want to draw a chart. We're going to label on the left side, hours. Draw a line in the middle. And we're going to write on the other side, miles. All right? So, I told you, we want to know how many hours how many miles does she drive 1 hour, right? So, we want to write a 1 here, right? So, we already know in 5 hours, the question already told us, in 5 hours, we travel how many miles? 250. Now, we want to know how many miles can she go in that 1 hour. So, how can we get from 5 to 1? Go ahead, take a second, think about it. I'm gonna count down to 5, and we're gonna say it together. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you said division, good job. Pat yourself on the back. Good job, good job, good job. All right, you've been paying attention. If you didn't, it's okay. Now you know. All right, we in this together. All right. So, in order for us to get to 1, we want to divide 5 by 5 to get 1. Okay. Divide 5 by 5. 5 divided by 5 give us 1. Just as well as 3 divided by 3 give us 1. 2 divided by 2 give us 1. You know, anything divided by itself give us 1. Okay. Remember in the classroom we used to say, what you do to one side, you do to the other. All right. Since we divided by 5 on this side to get 1, we have to divide by 5 on this side to get this one. Okay. You want to know what that is? So if we divide 250. Divide that by 5, right? 250 divided by 5. Can 5 go into 2? No. What we want to do? Put a placeholder, all right? Can 5 go into 25? Yes, it can. How many times? 5 times. 5 times 5 gives us 25, right? Our next step from here is to subtract. 25 subtract 25 give us what? 0. Good job. Bring down that 0, right? That's our next step. Bring down that 0. Do not leave that 0 there. You want to bring it down, okay? So, how many times can 5 go into 0? 0 times. Good job. All right? So, 0 times 5 give us 0. So, now we're finished. So, if I had asked you, what is her average rate of speed, what would you tell me for 1 hour? 50 miles. Good job. 50 miles. Okay? 50 miles. And if this makes sense to you, if you was to draw another chart, right? We can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our hours. This is our miles. We know that 50 is for 1 hour, right? If I add another 50, 50 plus 50 give us what? 100, right? So for 200, I'm going 100 miles, all right? If I add another 50 to the 100, it gives me what? 150, all right? And if I add another one to 150, 150 plus 50 give me 200, and then 200 plus 50 give me 250, all right? 250 miles for 5 hours and 50 miles for 1 hour. Make sense? Good job. Now, to answer our last part of the question, it says, how far was she traveling in 4.25 hours? All right? How far? So, it says using that rate. We know our rate is 50, right? So, what we want to do here is take the 50, take 4.25, and multiply it by 50 miles. All right? So, we can find out how many miles does she go in 4.25. All right? So, what is 0 times 5? 0. 0 times 2? 0. 0 times 4? 0. Okay? Now we can move on to our next one. We want to go ahead and scratch out our 0 because we did that one. So now we want to move on to our 5. 5 times 5 is 25. You will not put the 5 right here. Remember, we're now in the 10th place. We need to be in the 10th place here. So we want to go ahead and put a placeholder. All right, so 5 times 5 was 25. Bring down the 5, carry the 2. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2. 1, 2, which gives us 12. Bring down the 2, carry the 1. Now, we have 5 times 4, which is 20, plus 1 more give us 21. I have 2 additional placeholders, right? Over my 2 and a 1, I'm going to go ahead and put my X. All right? So my last step, since I have 2 values, right? 0, 0, 0, and 2,125, I'm going to go ahead and add those together. So 0 plus X is 0. 5 plus 0 is 5. 2 plus 0 is 2. 1 plus 0 is 1. And 2 plus 0 is 2. Now, my last step, I have a decimal. I multiply it. So how many decimal places do I want to go to? 2. Why 2? Because I am 2 decimal places right here, okay? So I want to do the same thing as in my top to my answer. 1, 2. So my answer will be 212.50 miles for 4.25 hours. Okay? I hope this was very beneficial to you. I hope you understand it. Please rewatch the video as many times as you can. Reach out to me, call me, email me, chat me, Skype me, Blue Jean me, whatever you have to do for I can fill in those misconceptions about these questions. Other than that, I hope this video has been a great for you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment under the video. I really, really, truly appreciate you guys. And guess what? Mr. Fleet is out.